I can make you forget about Minho.
Ji-hoon says, his voice low and intimate. The luxury hotel suite stretches behind them, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Seoul, expensive furniture, intimate lighting that makes everything feel like a dream. Or a nightmare. Ji-hoon steps closer, his hand reaching out to trace Nala's arm with feather-light touches. I can make you feel like a woman again. Not property, not a transaction. A woman who deserves to be worshipped. Nala should pull away. This is wrong. This crosses every line, every boundary, every vow she made to herself. But she's so starved for gentle touch. So desperate for being wanted rather than owned. So broken from Minho's cruelty that she doesn't move, doesn't step back. Just stands there as Ji-hoon's fingers trail up her arm, leaving heat in their wake. I hate him, Nala whispers, the words torn from somewhere deep inside. I hate what he's done to me. How he makes me feel, like I'm nothing, like I'm worthless, like I'm just property he can threaten and control. Then let me help you forget, Ji-hoon says softly. His other hand coming up to cup her face with such gentleness it makes her want to cry. Let me appreciate your body the way it deserves. These curves. His hand moves from her arm to her waist, spanning the narrow circumference, then sliding over the swell of her hip. His touch is reverent, worshipful. Everything Minho's has never been. Every inch of you is stunning. You're a goddess, Nala, an absolute goddess, and I want to treat you like one. The way you should have been treated from the beginning. His eyes are warm, kind, filled with genuine desire that has nothing to do with possession or control. Let me show you what it feels like to be wanted, Ji-hoon continues, his thumb tracing her bottom lip. To be cherished, to be touched by someone who sees your value. And then he kisses her, soft at first, gentle, asking permission even as he takes it. His lips move against hers with practiced skill, coaxing rather than demanding. When she doesn't pull away, when she stands frozen, torn between what she should do and what she desperately needs, he deepens the kiss. His hands map her curves with appreciation. Her waist, so tiny it makes his hands look huge. Her hips, full and feminine and perfect. Her back, arching slightly as he pulls her closer. Her full figure that Minho has never touched, never appreciated, never wanted despite his jealous possession of her. Beautiful, Ji-hoon murmurs against her lips. So beautiful. How could he not see it? How could he have you and not worship you every single day? They move toward the bedroom. Nala's feet move on autopilot. Her mind screaming that this is wrong while her body leans into the first gentle touch she's had in months. Ji-hoon lays her on the bed carefully, like she's precious, like she might break, like she matters. He kisses her neck, finding the sensitive spot below her ear that makes her gasp. His lips trail to her collarbone, his hands sliding over the curves of her body through her clothes. You're perfect, he tells her between kisses. Every inch, every curve, every part of you is absolutely perfect. Do you know that? Has anyone ever told you that? Nala's eyes sting with tears. No. No one has told her that. Minho certainly hasn't. Minho has barely looked at her like she's human, much less perfect. Let me show you, Ji-hoon continues, his hands exploring her waist, her hips, the dip of her lower back. Let me make you feel like the woman you are, the goddess you are. His lips are on her neck again, his hands sliding up her sides, appreciating every curve through the fabric of her dress. It's seductive, tempting, overwhelming. I'll make you feel like a woman again, Ji-hoon promises, his voice rough with desire. You won't even remember his name when I'm done with you. I'll erase him from your mind, from your body, from your memory. They lay together on the bed, still fully clothed, but intimate in a way that feels more naked than skin. His hands explore her curves through fabric, mapping every dip and swell. His lips on her neck, her collarbone, her jawline. It's the first time anyone has touched her with pure desire rather than anger or threat or cold indifference. And Nala lets it happen, lets his hands worship her curves, lets his lips make promises on her skin, Lets herself feel wanted, desired, cherished, even if it's wrong, even if it's a betrayal, even if it will destroy everything. Because she's drowning in Minho's cruelty. And Ji-hoon feels like air. His hand slides higher, cupping her face, thumb stroking her cheek as he kisses her deeply. His other hand traces the curve of her hip, pulling her closer against him on the bed. Forget him, Ji-hoon whispers against her lips. Let me make you forget everything but this moment. Everything but how good it feels to be touched like you matter. To be wanted like you're precious. To be... Minho's eyes fly open, his heart hammering against his ribs like it's trying to escape his chest. He's in his office, downtown Seoul, sitting at his executive desk with papers scattered in front of him that he can't remember trying to read. Investors are staring at him, 5 men in expensive suits looking concerned and confused. Mr. Kong? One of them ventures carefully. Are you all right? You were saying something about the crypto expansion, and then you just stopped, closed your eyes. Minho's hands are shaking. He presses them flat against the cool mahogany desk to hide the tremor. It wasn't real. It was in his head. Just his mind torturing him with his worst fear made vivid and detailed and so fucking real he could see every moment, feel every second of it. But it could be real. Right now. This very moment. He gave her his card at that dinner, and he wasn't even present at this meeting. So anything could actually happen. The expansion, Minho says, his voice coming out rough and wrong. He clears his throat, tries again. The expansion is... He can't do this. Can't sit here discussing numbers and projections while that vision plays on repeat behind his eyes. Ji-hoon's hands on her waist, his lips on her neck, her body responding. Her letting him touch her, worship her, make her forget Minho exists. Minho stands abruptly, the chair scraping back with a harsh sound that makes everyone flinch. Meeting's over. His voice is flat, dead. Get out! Sir, we haven't finished the... I said get out! The roar tears from his throat, primal and desperate and barely human. The investors scramble to gather their things, nearly tripping over each other in their rush to escape. His assistant appears in the doorway, concern etched on her face. Mr. Kang, you have 3 more meetings scheduled this afternoon. The park group is waiting in conference room B, and cancel them. Minho is already moving, grabbing his jacket, his keys, his phone. Cancel everything. I'm leaving. Sir, I really don't think... I don't pay you to think, Minho snaps, brushing past her. I pay you to do what I say. Cancel the meetings. He storms through the office, ignoring the stares of employees who've never seen their ice-cold CEO lose composure. Ignoring the calls from associates trying to catch his attention. Ignoring everything but the vision burned into his brain and the need to get to the penthouse. To confirm she's not there. To confirm his nightmare is reality. To confirm he's lost her to another man because he was too broken to claim her properly when he had the chance. The drive through Seoul is a blur. Minho cuts off cars, runs yellow lights that turn red before he's through them, takes corners too fast, nearly clips a pedestrian who screams at him. He doesn't care. All he can see is that hotel room. Ji-hoon's hands on curves that should be Minho's to touch. Her body arching into someone else's touch. Because Minho never gave her gentleness, only cruelty. His knuckles are white on the steering wheel. His jaw aches from clenching. His chest feels like it's caving in on itself. She's mine, his mind screams. Mine, not his, mine. But is she, really? When all he's given her is threats and coldness, and that one devastating moment when he told her she had no right to ask what she meant to him. The parking garage. The elevator that moves too fucking slowly. His hands shaking as he jabs the button for his floor over and over, like that will make it faster. The elevator doors open. Minho runs down the hallway, fumbling with his key card. Bursting through the penthouse door with enough force to make it slam against the wall. Nala! His voice echoes through the space, desperate and raw. Nala! Silence. Empty silence. Nala! He storms through the living room, eyes scanning desperately for any sign of her. Where are you? Kitchen. Empty. Living room. Empty. Her bedroom door is open. He can see from here. Empty. The bed made perfectly, like she never slept there last night. Like she left early and hasn't been back. Nala. He throws open his office door even though he knows she won't be there. Nothing. She's gone. She's with him. The vision wasn't just imagination, it was premonition, reality, truth. She's in that hotel room right now, letting Ji-hoon touch her, kiss her, worship her the way Minho never has. Make her forget Minho exists. Something inside Minho shatters. He sees the crystal vase on the side table. Expensive, imported, a gift from some business associate he doesn't remember. It's filled with fresh flowers, white lilies that Nala must have arranged because he certainly didn't. His hand wraps around it, and he hurls it against the wall with a roar of pure anguish. The vase explodes, crystal shards flying everywhere, water splashing across pristine white walls, flowers crushed against marble floor. It's not enough. Minho overturns the coffee table. Everything on it, magazines, a bowl of decorative stones, the TV remote, scatters across the floor with crashes and thuds. He sweeps his arm across the bar, sending glasses and bottles flying. They shatter against walls, against furniture, liquor spreading in dark stains across expensive rugs. The side table. He flips it. Lamps crash to the floor, bulbs popping with sharp cracks. A painting on the wall, some modern art piece his decorator insisted on. He rips it down and throws it. The frame breaks. Glass from the frame adds to the destruction already coating the floor. He grabs couch cushions and hurls them. Knocks over the standing lamp, kicks the overturned coffee table, and feels something in his foot protest but doesn't care. Fuck! He roars at the empty penthouse. Fuck! Fuck! His mind keeps showing him the vision. Ji-hoon laying her on the bed. His hands sliding over her curves. Her letting it happen, wanting it to happen, choosing another man because Minho drove her away with his cruelty. Minho ends up on his knees in the center of his destroyed living room, surrounded by broken glass and overturned furniture and the ruins of his control. His hands are shaking. His breath comes in gasps. His chest feels cracked open and bleeding. And she's still with him, still letting Ji-hoon touch her. Still choosing someone else. The penthouse door opens behind him. Wait. He just stormed out of the most important meeting of his career. Drove through Seoul like a madman. Burst into his penthouse screaming her name. And she's gone. Was his nightmare vision real? Is she actually with Ji-hoon in that hotel room right now? If you're just joining us, subscribe to Soul Stories right now and become part of our Seoul Stars family. Hit that notification bell because part 6 is dropping soon and you do not want to miss what happens when she walks through that door. Drop a comment below telling us. 1. Where in the world are you watching from? 2. What time is it there right now? 3. Team Minho or Team Ji-hoon? And if you're binge watching at 3 a.m. because you can't stop, drop a coffee emoji. I see you. Check the description for the link to the full series. Now let's get back to this nightmare, because Minho is about to do something he can never take back. Eunjae stands in the doorway, designer shopping bags in both hands, looking like she's just returned from an expensive afternoon at the luxury shops in Gangnam. She freezes when she sees the destruction. Oh my God! The bags drop from her hands, spilling expensive boxes and tissue paper across the floor she doesn't even notice. Minho? What happened? Are you hurt? She rushes to him, her heels crunching over broken glass, and drops to her knees beside him on the floor. Minho, talk to me. What's wrong? Why is everything... She looks around at the carnage, genuine shock on her face. Did someone break in? Were you attacked? She's with him, Minho says, his voice hollow and broken. Each word feels like it's being dragged out of him with hooks. She went to him. To Ji-hoon. Eunjae's eyes widen. What? How do you know? You don't know that for certain. I know. Minho's shout makes her flinch. I can see it, Eunjae. I can see him touching her, kissing her, his hands all over her body, telling her she's beautiful, making her feel things I never... His voice cracks. He can't finish. Eunjae's mind races. This is it. The opportunity she's been waiting for. Minho broken and vulnerable and convinced Nala has betrayed him. She needs to fan these flames, needs to make sure he believes it, needs to position herself as the comfort, the solution, the woman who would never do this to him. Minho, Eunjae says softly, putting her hand on his arm. I need to tell you something. I didn't want to say anything, but I think you're right. His head snaps up. What? This morning, before I left to go shopping. The lies come so easily, smooth as silk. I saw a car, a black Mercedes. It was parked outside the building. I didn't think anything of it at first, but then I remembered that's Ji-hoon's car. I've seen it at business dinners. She watches Minho's face crumble further. Perfect. What time? His voice is barely a whisper. Around 11. Maybe noon. Eunjae makes her expression sympathetic, concerned. The car was there for a while. And when I came back from shopping just now, it was gone. So was she, clearly. None of this is true. Eunjae saw no car. But Minho is too broken to question it, too destroyed by his own imagination to see through the manipulation. She went to him, Minho says, and it sounds like a death sentence. She actually went to him. I'm so sorry. And Eunjae moves closer, her hand rubbing his arm in what she hopes looks like comfort and not calculation. I know how much you care about her. Care? Minho's laugh is bitter and broken. I can't stop seeing her, can't stop thinking about her. She's in my head constantly, every second. I close my eyes and she's there. I open them and I'm looking for her. She's everywhere and nowhere and driving me completely insane. His voice drops to something raw and honest. I've never felt this before. Never had someone take over every thought. Never wanted someone so badly it physically hurts when they're not there. I don't understand it. Can't make sense of it. She's confusing me, destroying my focus, ruining my control. He runs his hands through his hair, gripping tight like he wants to rip it out. And now she's with him, letting him touch her, probably in some hotel room right now. His hands on her body, his mouth on her skin, making her forget I exist. Eunjae sees her opening. Time to twist the knife deeper. Why did you even marry her in the first place? That black African girl has no respect for you. I'm sure she's just after your money, Eunjae said. She offered herself to me to save her father. He owes me some huge amount of money. Because that's what she is, Eunjae says softly. And now she's going for the kill. Think about it, Minho. Really think. Why would someone offer you her body to save her father? She offered her body. She came to your penthouse to sell herself for money. To sleep with you, a stranger. To pay off a debt. She was willing to prostitute herself. It's not the same, isn't it? Eunjae's voice stays soft, reasonable, understanding. If she can offer herself to you for money, if she can sell her body once, why not again? Maybe Ji-hoon offered her something better. More money, better terms, freedom from your control. She moves even closer, her hand sliding up to his shoulder. I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm just saying a woman who's willing to sell herself once will do it again if the price is right. And Ji-hoon is rich, charming, older and more experienced. Maybe he knows exactly what to say to make her forget about contracts and debts and you. Minho's face twists with pain. She said she hates me. Last night, she said it. Of course she does. Eunjae makes her voice understanding, sympathetic. You threatened her father's life even after you did her a favor? Why would she feel anything but hatred? She shifts, to kneel directly in front of him, forcing eye contact. But Minho, I would never hate you. I've loved you for years. Since we were teenagers, fumbling through our first relationship, I've watched you build your empire, seen you become this powerful man, and I've loved you through all of it. Her hand comes up to touch his face. And I'm here, right now, in the middle of your destruction. Not with another man, not choosing someone else over you. I'm here because this is where I want to be, with you. Minho looks at her, really looks at her. Eunjae is beautiful, always has been. Perfect Korean features, porcelain skin, devoted dark eyes, everything a man like him should want. And she's here, real, tangible, offering herself while Nala is God knows where with Ji-hoon doing God knows what. His mind flashes again to that vision. Ji-hoon's hands sliding over Nala's curves, her body arching into his touch, her choosing someone else because Minho is too broken to be what she needs. Make me forget, Minho says suddenly, desperately, grabbing Eunjae's arms. Please, I need to forget what I'm seeing. Make it stop. Make her stop being all I can see. Eunjae doesn't hesitate. This is it. Her moment, her chance. She kisses him. Minho kisses back with something that feels like desperation, like drowning, like trying to erase someone from his system by filling the space with someone else. His hands grip Eunjae's waist, too tight, bruising, nothing like gentleness. She doesn't care. She has him. Finally. I love you, Eunjae whispers against his mouth. I've always loved you. Let me show you. Let me make you forget her. She pulls back just enough to stand, offering him her hand. Minho takes it because the alternative is staying in this destroyed living room, seeing visions of Nala with another man, and he can't do that, can't sit in this pain. Needs to do something, anything to make it stop. This is not who he is. They stumble toward his bedroom, Eunjae leading, Minho following like a ghost of himself. She undresses him slowly, her hands trembling with victory and desire, and years of wanting this exact moment. She whispers how much she loves him, how she's always loved him, how they're meant to be together. Minho lets her push him onto the bed, lets her strip off her own clothes with practiced seduction, lets her climb over him and kiss him and touch him and offer everything. But when he closes his eyes, all he sees is dark skin, cornrows, eyes that look at him with hurt instead of adoration, a body he's never touched but can't stop imagining, a woman who's currently with another man. Eunjae whispers his name, tells him she loves him, moves against him with practiced skill. Minho opens his eyes and tries to see her, tries to be present, tries to feel something, anything, other than the gaping hole where Nala used to be. They make love. Eunjae pours herself into it. Years of desire, devotion, worship. She tells him everything she's always wanted to say. How perfect he is. How much she's loved him. How they're finally together the way they should have been all along. Minho closes his eyes and counts the seconds until it's over. When it ends, Eunjae curls against his side with a satisfied sigh. She's triumphant. She finally has him. Finally. Minho stares at the ceiling and feels more empty than before. It didn't work. He tried to erase Nala from his system by burying himself in someone else. And all he did was add guilt to the pain. Because he still sees her, still wants her. And now he's done something unforgivable while she's probably doing the same thing with Ji-hoon. They're even, he tells himself. She's with him, he's with Eunjae. They're both betrayers. Except it doesn't feel even. It feels like he's lost something he can never get back. Eunjae's breathing evens out. She falls asleep against him, satisfied and victorious. Minho stays awake, staring at the ceiling, drowning in regret and pain, and the image of Nala that won't leave no matter what he does. Hours pass. The sun moves across the sky toward evening. Seoul's evening lights start to twinkle through the floor-to-ceiling windows. And Minho is still awake, still staring, still seeing her. Finally, exhaustion drags him under. His eyes close, and he dreams of cornrows and dark skin and eyes that used to look at him without hate. Nala stands on the steps of a small apartment building in a neighborhood far from the luxury of Minho's penthouse. The building is old, worn, but clean. The kind of place where people work hard for little and make do with what they have. Her father's apartment. She knocks softly on the door marked 3B. Shuffling sounds from inside. Slow footsteps. The door opens, and her father's face crumbles when he sees her. Nala. His voice breaks on her name. My daughter, my beautiful daughter. He's thinner than she remembers. Older, frailer, but alive, breathing. Standing in front of her because of the choice she made. Appa? Nala's voice cracks. They stand frozen for a moment. Then her father's arms open and she falls into them, pressing her face against his shoulder like she's 5 years old again. And the world is simple. They stand in the doorway, holding each other, both of them crying quietly, both of them feeling the weight of everything that led to this moment. Come in, her father finally says, pulling back to look at her face, his hands framing her cheeks. Let me see you. Oh, you look so beautiful, but tired. Are you tired? Are you eating enough? He ushers her inside the small apartment. It's humble. 1 bedroom, a tiny kitchen, a living area with a worn couch and a TV that's probably 15 years old. But it's clean, organized, home. Her father makes tea with shaking hands. They sit together on the couch. Tell me the truth, he says finally, looking at her with eyes that see too much. Are you happy? Nala opens her mouth to lie. To say yes, everything is fine, the penthouse is beautiful, Minho treats her well. But she can't. Not to him. Not to the man she sacrificed everything for. She struggles to find words that aren't lies but won't break his heart. I'm adjusting. It's different. Korea is different. The life is different. But I'm okay, Appa. I promise. You're lying. Her father's voice is gentle but firm. I can see it in your eyes. You're not happy. This marriage, is he cruel to you? No. The denial comes too fast. No, he's cold, distant, but he's not violent. He doesn't hit me or anything like that. There are many ways to hurt someone, her father says quietly. Not all of them leave bruises. Nala's eyes fill with tears. She blinks them back. Appa, please. Don't ask me these questions. I chose this. I made this decision willingly. You're alive because of it. That's what matters. You're alive because of my debt. Her father's voice cracks. You sacrificed yourself because I was too proud, too stubborn, too stupid to... Stop. Nala takes his frail hand in hers. Appa, stop. You didn't do this. Life did this. Circumstances did this. The people your business partner cheated did this. But you didn't do this. I'm your father. Tears stream down his weathered face. I should protect you, not the other way around. You should be living your life, chasing your dreams, falling in love with someone who deserves you, not trapped in a marriage to pay my debts. I made the choice, Nala says firmly. I offered myself. He didn't force me. I walked into that penthouse in just a towel, and I offered my body, my future, my freedom to save you. Because I love you. Because you're my father, and I couldn't watch you die. She squeezes his hand. Don't carry guilt for my decision. Don't cry for my choice. I did what I had to do, and I would do it again. 1,000 times, I would do it again. Her father pulls her into another hug, both of them crying now, holding each other in this small apartment that's worth more than all of Minho's penthouse because it contains love. They sit together for hours, drinking tea, talking about small things. Her father's new job, something in a warehouse, physical labor that's hard on his aging body but pays the bills. The neighbors in the building, a young couple with a baby who cries at night, an elderly woman who brings him soup sometimes. The simple pleasures of a life lived without debt hanging over his head. Nala doesn't tell him about the threats, the cruelty, the way Minho treats her like property one moment and ignores her the next. The confusion of those rare moments when Minho almost seems to care before shutting down again. She doesn't tell him about Eunjae, about Ji-hoon, about the card, about the impossible choice between a man who owns her through contract and a man who offers her escape. She just sits with her father and pretends, for a few hours, that she's still his little girl, and the world is simple and good. When Nala finally leaves her father's apartment, the sun is setting. Seoul is bathed in that golden hour light that makes everything look beautiful and slightly unreal. She stands on a street corner, people flowing around her like a river around a stone, everyone moving with purpose, knowing where they're going. Nala has no idea where she's going. She pulls out her phone. Ji-hoon's message is still there. 2 p.m. today for lunch. You're safe with me. JH. It's past 2 p.m. now, long past. If she was going to go, she should have confirmed, should have responded. Her thumb hovers over the message. She could text him now, could say she's running late, could meet him for dinner instead of lunch, could cross that line and see what's on the other side. But Minho's threat echoes in her head. Your father's debt comes back. With interest. She thinks about her father in that tiny apartment, alive, working, free from the shadow of debt that almost killed him. Could she really risk that for one afternoon of feeling wanted? Nala closes the message without responding. Not yes, not no, just not now, not yet, maybe not ever. She starts walking through Seoul with no destination in mind, just walking because moving feels better than standing still, trying to clear her head, trying to figure out what she wants versus what she can survive, versus what she's willing to risk. A part of her knew she didn't text Ji-hoon back because of her father. She did it because she felt it might hurt Minho, and she didn't want to hurt him. The city moves around her, couples holding hands, families eating at street food stalls, friends laughing, normal people living normal lives. And Nala walks alone, caught between two impossible choices, trying to figure out how to keep breathing in a situation that's suffocating her. Hours pass. The golden hour fades to evening. City lights start to twinkle. Seoul transforms into something magical and cold at the same time. Finally, as night fully settles, Nala makes her way back to the penthouse. Because where else can she go? It's not home. Will never be home. But it's where she exists for the next 2 years. She approaches the building, her steps slowing as she gets closer. Dreading what awaits inside. Dreading seeing Minho after their fight last night. Dreading more cruelty, more coldness, more reminders that she's nothing but a transaction. But when she opens the penthouse door, she knows immediately that something is very wrong. The living room is destroyed. Nala freezes in the doorway, her heart leaping into her throat, broken glass everywhere. The crystal vase shattered against the wall, water stains dark against white paint, crushed flowers scattered across marble. The coffee table overturned, its contents smashed on the floor, bottles broken at the bar, liquor soaking into expensive rugs, lamps toppled, paintings askew or fallen, couch cushions thrown across the room. It looks like a war zone. Minho, she calls out, fear shooting through her. What happened? Was there a break-in? Was he attacked? Is he hurt? Minho! Her voice rises with panic. She drops her purse and runs through the penthouse, her heels crunching over broken glass. Kitchen. Destroyed but empty. His office. Papers everywhere, but no one there. Living room. Carnage but no body. His bedroom. The door is closed. Nala shouldn't go in. Knows she shouldn't. But terror overrides every other instinct. What if he's in there hurt? What if something happened? What if... She pushes the door open, and her world stops. Minho in bed. Eunjae beside him. Both clearly naked under the white silk sheets. Her head on his bare chest, black hair spread like ink across his pale skin. His arm around her shoulders, holding her close even in sleep. Their bodies tangled together in a way that speaks of intimacy, of sex, of everything that just happened between them. The image sears itself into Nala's brain with agonizing clarity. Every detail. His bare chest rising and falling with breath. Her bare shoulder, pale and delicate against his skin. The rumpled sheets suggesting movement, passion, bodies joining. The peaceful expression on both their faces. The intimacy of the position. Her curled into him holding her, both sleeping like lovers who've exhausted themselves. Nala's hand flies to her mouth to muffle any sound that might escape. She backs out of the room slowly, carefully, her eyes never leaving the scene until she has to turn away to keep from running into the doorframe. The door closes with a soft click. And then Nala runs, down the hallway, through the destroyed living room. She makes it 3 steps past the couch before her legs give out. She slides down the wall to sit on the floor, her whole body shaking, tears streaming down her face before she even realizes she's crying. It shouldn't hurt. It's not a real marriage. She has no claim on him, no right to be upset. This is just a contract, just business, just a transaction where she sold herself for her father's life. But it hurts. God, it hurts like something inside her is being torn apart with hot knives. Because despite everything, despite his cruelty, his threats, his coldness, some stupid, naive part of her had started to hope. Had started to wonder if maybe underneath all the ice, there was something real. Had started to think that his jealous rage at the dinner meant he felt something. Had started to believe that those moments when he almost seemed to care weren't just her imagination. And he was with Eunjae. After his possessive fury at the dinner, after claiming her in front of everyone, after his jealous rage about Ji-hoon, he was with Eunjae, in his bed, bodies tangled together, sharing the intimacy he's never offered Nala despite calling her mine. The sobs come harder now, wrenching themselves from somewhere deep in her chest. She presses her hand harder against her mouth to muffle the sounds, not wanting to wake them, not wanting to face him right now. Her phone is still in her hand from earlier. She pulled it out while walking, checked it periodically, ignored notifications from apps she doesn't care about. Now she opens it with trembling fingers, scrolls to Ji-hoon's unanswered message, and types, "I'm ready. Tonight, dinner. Anywhere but here. Please. I can't be here right now. Ene." The response comes within seconds, like he's been waiting. "I'll be there in 30 minutes. Whatever happened, Nala, I'm sorry. JH." The tears keep falling, and in the bedroom down the hall, Minho sleeps on, unaware that he's lost her. Minho's eyes open slowly, disoriented. The room is dim, evening light through the windows instead of the afternoon light he remembers. How long has he been asleep? There's weight against his side, warmth, bare skin. He turns his head and sees Eunjae curled against him, naked, her head on his chest, looking satisfied even in sleep. Reality crashes down like a building collapse. What has he done? The intimacy. Using Eunjae's body to try erasing Nala from his system. The desperate attempt to forget that failed completely because even with Eunjae underneath him, all he saw was cornrows and dark skin and eyes that haunt him. Minho carefully extracts himself from Eunjae's embrace, trying not to wake her. He needs space. He pulls on his pants from where they were discarded on the floor, runs his hands through his hair, looks at Eunjae sleeping peacefully in his bed and feels nothing but regret. He opens the bedroom door as quietly as possible and slips out, closing it softly behind him, and freezes. Nala stands in the living room in front of the couch, her back to him, pulling on a jacket. She's dressed to go out, jeans, a soft sweater, nothing like the formal clothes he usually provides. Her hair is in 2 French braids down her back. She looks young, free, like the girl she was before debt and contracts and him. But her shoulders are rigid, her movements careful, controlled. And even from behind, he can see the tension in every line of her body. "Where were you?" The words come out before Minho's brain engages, before he thinks about tone or approach or anything beyond the desperate need to know. "Earlier, all day. Where did you go?" Nala turns slowly, too slowly, like she's bracing herself. When she faces him, Minho's stomach drops. Her eyes are red, swollen. She's been crying. Mascara has left faint tracks down her cheeks that she's tried to wipe away, but the evidence remains. And when she looks at him, bare-chested, hair messed from sleep and intimacy, obviously just out of bed, something in her expression goes dead. Does it matter? Her voice is cold, flat, empty of everything. You were busy. I see Eunjae made herself comfortable in your bed. Hope you both had a wonderful time. The words are knives. Nala, Minho starts. Where was I? Nala's laugh is bitter and broken. Why do you care? You were with her, in your bed, bodies tangled together. So I can be wherever I want, with whoever I want. That's fair, isn't it? Were you with him? Minho demands, and his vision flashes again to that hotel room, Ji-hoon's hands on her, even though he has no right to be jealous after what he just did. Ji-hoon, his hotel. Were you there? What if I was? Nala challenges, stepping closer, her eyes blazing through the tears. What are you going to do about it? Threaten my father again? Destroy more of your penthouse? Sleep with another woman? Oh wait, you already did that. Last one! Shut up! Minho yelled. You're confusing me. He explodes, running his hands through his hair hard enough to hurt. You're in my head constantly, every second, every thought. I can't think, can't focus, can't function. He's pacing now, agitated like a caged animal. I close my eyes and I see you. I open them and I'm looking for you. You're everywhere and nowhere, and it's driving me insane. I've never felt this before. Never had someone consume every thought. Take over my entire mind like you've moved in and won't leave. His voice gets louder, more desperate. I can't put my feelings together. Can't make sense of anything. You make me do things I've never done. Destroy my own home, walk out of meetings, obsess over where you are and who you're with. He turns on her. And I don't know what to do with it. Don't know how to handle feeling things I can't control. So you slept with her? Nala screams back. That's your solution? When you can't control your feelings, you just fuck someone else? You betrayed me, Minho roars. You were letting him, but I wasn't. Nala cuts him off. And you'll never get to know how close I actually came because you're too busy being inside your own paranoid head to ever ask me for the truth. What does that mean? Minho's voice drops to something dangerous. How close you came to what? Nala stops, catches herself. But it's too late. The words are already hovering between them. Nothing, she says. How close you came to what, Nala? Minho steps toward her. It doesn't matter. Tell me. The roar is primal, desperate, terrified of the answer. Fine, Nala screams. You want the truth? He invited me to lunch, sent me messages, offered me lunch and dinner and escape. And I sat there on that kitchen floor where you left me after destroying me, and I thought about it. She's crying hard now, the words tearing out of her. I thought about going, because at least he treats me like I'm human. At least he doesn't threaten and control and call me property. So you were going to... Minho starts. I didn't. Nala cuts him off. I didn't go. I didn't respond. I spent the day with my father and walking through Seoul, trying to figure out if I could survive 2 more years of this. 2 more years of you. She moves closer, her eyes blazing. But I thought about it. I sat there and contemplated going to another man, letting him touch me, make me forget you exist. Because you've driven me so far past my breaking point that escape looks better than survival. You're cheap, Minho spits out, the cruelty rising to protect himself from the pain of her words. That's what you are, cheap and loose. You offer yourself to me for money, then you're ready to offer yourself to him. What's next? How many men are you willing to spread your legs for? The slap comes before either of them sees it coming. Nala's hand cracks across Minho's face, hard enough to snap his head to the side. The sound echoes through the destroyed living room like a gunshot. They both freeze. Minho's cheek burns red where she hit him. His eyes are wide with shock. Nala's hand trembles, palm stinging, tears streaming down her face. You have never loved anyone in your entire life, Nala says, her voice shaking but clear. Not even yourself. So I won't blame you for not understanding how much love can push someone. How far love can make you go for the person you truly care about. She steps closer, looking up into his face. I don't regret offering myself to you to save my father. I would do it again, and again, 1,000 times. If it meant sleeping with the devil himself to keep him alive, I would do it without hesitation. Because that's what love is. Sacrifice. Putting someone else before yourself. Doing the hard thing, the painful thing, the thing that destroys you, because they matter more. Her voice drops to something colder, harder. But I wasn't expecting the devil I ended up with. You're not just a devil, Minho. You're a demon. A narcissist who can't see past his own paranoid imagination. Who destroys everything good because you're too broken to recognize it. Who accuses me of being cheap when I sacrificed everything. Ding dong. The doorbell cuts through her words like a knife. They both freeze. Nala's phone is still in her hand. The message to Ji-hoon glowing on the screen, visible between them. I'll be there in 30 minutes. He's here. Minho looks at her phone, sees Ji-hoon's name, sees the message confirming dinner, sees her standing there in casual clothes, dressed to go out, tears on her face, ready to walk out the door to another man. And something inside him breaks. Don't, Minho says, his voice rough. Why not? Nala challenges. Give me one reason. Before she can finish, before she can step back, before she can turn toward that door. Minho's hand shoots out and grabs her waist. He yanks her against him hard enough to knock the breath from her lungs. His bare chest presses against her sweater. His other hand fists in her hair, tilting her head back. Don't, he growls again. And then his mouth crashes onto hers. Not gentle, not sweet, not asking permission. Desperate and claiming and terrified and possessive and everything he's been feeling that he can't name or control or express with words. His lips move against hers with bruising pressure. His hand in her hair tightens, holding her in place. His arm around her waist crushes her against him like he's trying to merge them into one person. Nala gasps against his mouth, shock, anger, confusion, and Minho uses the opening to deepen the kiss. The doorbell rings again. Minho kisses her harder, like he can drown out the sound, like he can erase everything that's happened and rewrite history with this single desperate moment. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. He's kissing her while Ji-hoon is at the door. After he just slept with Eunjae, after she just walked in on them naked in bed together, and her hands are on his chest, not pushing away, not pulling closer, just frozen between two impossible choices. Now the impossible questions. Will she push him away and go to Ji-hoon? Will she kiss him back and choose Minho despite the betrayal? What happens when that door opens? Can they ever come back from this? And what about Eunjae still in his bed? But before you comment, let me ask you something deeper. Do you think Minho actually loves her? Or is this just jealous possession? Because he said she's confusing him and in his head constantly, but he never said, I love you. He said he can't put his feelings together, that she's driving him insane, that he's never felt this before. But is that love or just obsession? And here's the real question. Even if he does love her, is love enough after what he just did? He slept with another woman based on a nightmare in his head. He didn't ask, didn't call, didn't verify. Just assumed she betrayed him and punished her for it. Then when she came home, innocent and devastated, he called her cheap and loose. What are your thoughts? Off to part 6.